Good evening, my name is Mrs. DeSimone, and I'm the advisor to the Eastside High School chapter of the National Honor Society. I'd like to thank all of you for coming here tonight to support some of Eastside's brightest and most accomplished students as we formally induct them as members of the National Honor Society for the 2015-2016 school year. I would ask that you please stand as our inductees enter, and let's extend them a round of applause. There are 3 schools that operate from within Eastside High School. In addition to overseeing the entire National Honor Society at Eastside, I'm also the director to those NHS students in the School of Culinary Arts, Hospitality, and Tourism. I would be greatly overwhelmed without the help of my 2 co-advisors, Mr. Ronald Torres, who is the advisor to those NHS students in the School of Information Technology, and Ms. Monica Rogich, who is the advisor to those students in the School of Government and Public Administration. I would now like to introduce the principals of Eastside High School. Mrs. Vivian Gaines, the principal of the School of Information Technology. Dr. Karen Johnson, principal of the School of Government and Public Administration. Mr. Edgar Diaz, principal of the Culinary Arts, Hospitality, and Mr. Zahid Mooney, Principal of Operations in The National Honor Society was founded in 1921 at the National Association of Secondary School Principals Convention in order to create an enthusiasm for scholarship and to stimulate a desire to render service, to promote worthy leadership, and to encourage the development of character in the nation's secondary school students. Eastside High School's chapter of the National Honor Society was chartered in 1942 to promote such ideals. This evening, we plan to induct 67 new members from the 3 schools which operate within Eastside High School. With us today, we will also have some of our 54 senior members who are helping out, and they were inducted last year. Our senior members will also be recognized for their outstanding service to the National Honor Society during the graduation ceremony. They get to wear the NHS honor cords and tassels, as well as their cap and gown. I would now like to introduce one of our members, Akila Thomas, who will read us a short inspirational poem.
high. Hold high the torch. Hold high the torch. You did not light his glow. 'Twas given you by the other hands, you know. 'Tis yours to keep it running bright, yours to pass on when you no more need light. For there are other feet that we must guide, and other forms go marching by our side. Their eyes are watching every tear and smile, in efforts which we think not worth the while. Maybe, perhaps, the very help they need, actions to which their souls will take most heed. So that in turn, they'll hold it high and say, I saw another carry it this way.
Well, Mr. Torres is bringing up candles. Inductees, you have demonstrated all the ideals necessary for induction into the National Honor Society. You will now receive the rights, privileges, and responsibility of membership. You have the task of upholding the ideals and principles of the National Honor Society. All inductees, please rise and recite the National Honor Society pledge after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been elected, striving in every way, by word and deed, to make its ideals, the ideals of my school, and of my life. Thank you. I would now like to ask Mr. Nieves to join me to offer congratulations to our new members from the School of Hospitality, Tourism, and Culinary Arts to the National Honor. Please call our students rise, and the first person to be inducted is Catherine Aguilar. Joelle Erascu Flores. Molly Bolton. Randy Canario. Giselle Delcid. Debbie A. Sabio. Yasmin Fernandez. Sophia Flores-Holmes. Kathy Garcia. Victoria Garcia. Lizzie Marie Cristiano. Lisa Delfranco. Brianna Lopez. Shanique Malcolm. Jenny Martinez. Marilyn Bahia. Deniri Molina. Alejandro Morante. Abir Lourdes. Rowdy DeRete. Brianna Parra. Joselle Paulino. Slow down for a minute, we got to back up. There's a lot of smart kids in this class. All right, Sylvia Paulino. Amy Perez. Marlia Wilson. We'll let these students finish, and then we'll be inducting the students from GoPub, School of Government. Inductees from the School of Culinary Arts, please come to the stage for your picture. Culinary Arts to the stage, please. Other inductees, make sure you return your votes in the boxes.
For my voice, I'm a little under the weather, but welcome to Microbes and Use. So first I'm going to start you off with a couple of questions so you can get acquainted with the very colorful buttons. So the first question is, will you take a bath or a shower today? Yes, no, or you've never bathed before in your entire life? You guys can start voting. And don't worry, your answers are confidential. Alright, get your last votes in now in 3, 2, and 1. So 85% of you said yes, 4 said no, maybe bathed yesterday or so, but then 11% of you said you've never ever bathed before. I might be sick, but I'm like a little bit concerned right now. In America, it's common to take at least 1 bath or shower a day. In a few other countries, it's actually common to take 2 to 4 showers a day. Now, we believe in order to keep healthy and clean, we need to use bar soaps, liquid soaps, and shampoos to get off all the dirt and bacteria, because we deem bacteria as a bad thing. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't bathe, even though some of you don't anyway, but I want you to keep this in mind as I go throughout this presentation. So, by now you know that microbes are everywhere on you and in you, but are they on every part of you? So I will be talking about something that's a little bit private, but it's actually not that bad. It's your belly button. So essentially, you don't have any microbes before you're born. You get your first big dose the moment you emerge into the world. Now, your belly button is like a souvenir of being born. It's where you and your birth mother were connected to by the umbilical cord. So now my next question for you guys is, do you personally believe that your belly button specifically has microbes? Yes, no, or I'm not sure. You guys can start voting. Alright, get your last votes in now in 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so 54% of you said yes, 12 said no, and then 35% of you aren't sure. So we're in a science museum, we're going to do a little scientific research to figure this out. Now, I would need a volunteer. So who would like to volunteer to help me out today? Alright, you? Okay, so you can come and stand right next to me.
Go, Iman. Yes, Iman. Yes.
Alright, actually I'm going to stand right where that little circle is. So, what's your name? Iman? Can we say hello?
Hi, Iman.
Alright, so you're going to be our belly button volunteer for today, okay? Yeah, so how would we get your belly button microbes? Now by cutting open, ignore the sound in the slide. But what we are going to do is swab your virtual belly button, so not the real one. You're just going to hold this light right in front of you, and that's just going to represent your belly button. And what I'm going to do is take a sterile swab and actually swab your belly button area, collecting all of the microbes from off of the surface. Place it back into the tube, just take your belly button away from you. So, of course, you can't see any microbes, they're too small to see unless you do. You're not superhumanized, but they're microscopic. So what we do is culture them. Now, I have this petri dish right here, and it's filled with nutrients. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the swab, and you're going to swab the petri dish up and down. Yep. And what happens is that you're transferring all the microbes from here to here, and it's going to eat it up, multiply, and or grow. So you're just going to place it back into the tube. All right. And we're going to place this right over here. So this would usually take about 3 to 5 days to start culturing and growing, which would mean, do you have like pajamas, a sleeping bag? Are you willing to stay here for 5 days? You will? I'm not. So what we're going to do is do a little bit of a TV trick. If you've ever seen those cooking shows where they have a bunch of raw ingredients and then 5 minutes later they have a fully cooked dinner out of nowhere, that's kind of what we're going to do right now. So did you believe your belly button had microbes, or you said no, or you were unsure about it, which is okay? Not sure? Alright. So what I want you to do is to hold this petri just like at the palm of your hand. You're going to open up the lid when I count to 3. On 3, look at it, and then show everyone else. Alright? So 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we do have belly button microbes. The answer is 100% yes. And after a couple of days, they will start to culture and grow just like that. So can we give a round of applause for our volunteers? Thank you so much for helping out. You were awesome. So again, we do have those belly button microbes. Now, in North Carolina for your wildlife project, they actually sampled 1,000 belly buttons, and these are their cultured petri dishes up here, and actually all over the room. This isn't a pretty design, but these are actually some of the petri dishes. Now, when it comes to your skin, you kind of want to think of it like a microenvironment where there's 3 different types. There's dry, there's moist, there's oily. So now the next question is, what other part of your body do you believe would match your belly button microbes? Do you think it could be your cheeks, your armpit, or your bottom? You guys can start voting. Alright, get your last votes in now in 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so 24% of you said cheeks, 52% said armpits, and another 24% said bottom. And for those of you that said armpits, you guys are correct. It is your armpits. Now the reason why that is, of course, is because your armpit and your belly button have these secreting glands of moisture, and if you remember, moist is one of the 3 that I mentioned. So you know how your armpits are a little bit sweaty, your belly button's slightly damp, same kind of thing going on. But now I have another question. So when it comes to stuff found in your home, household items, what do you think would match your pillowcase microbes? Do you think it could be your TV screen, your kitchen counter, or your toilet seat? You guys can start voting again. Alright, get your last votes in now in 3, 2, and 1. Alright, okay, so 17% of you said TV screen, 9 said kitchen counter, and then 74 said toilet seat. And for those of you that did pick toilet seat, you guys are correct. It is your toilet seat. I know a lot of people aren't happy about this answer. People are dabbing right over there. But, you know, a silly way to remember is that the cheeks in front of you touch your pillowcase, the cheeks behind you touch the toilet seat, and so they're both dry areas and very, very similar. Now, of course, let's get back to the sample that we did have earlier. How could we identify them? And it's simply by looking. There's different shapes, sizes, some are even wrinkly like this one right here, but we always can't see them this distinctly, so we would need something like this. Now, I'm going to move around the room relatively fast, but does anybody have any guesses of what they think this is?
Braxton and Dr. Johnson, but especially I want to thank you, school government here. It's really impressive what we've done. And it's great seeing all these beautiful t-shirts. My name's Eric, and this is Justice. Hey, Justice! Hey, Justice! Justice Heal. Justice Heal. I'm going to talk for just about a minute about the work we do, and then I'm going to let Justice show off for a few minutes. Our program was started in 1997. Originally, we brought dogs into prison to train them as guide dogs for the blind. But after 9/11, 2001, Justice Watson, there was an increased need among law enforcement for the social protection canine. So that was the first thing we did other than guide dogs. We trained inmates to raise social protection canines. But then, as the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan went on, more and more and more veterans were coming out. Not only with severe physical injuries, but a great many of them had post-traumatic stress disorder, or what's called PTSD. And this is an invisible wound of war. But these young men and women, or mature men and women, were coming home and finding that they were having a real hard time going back out into society. That they have panic attacks, they have severe nightmares, they couldn't sleep at night, they were afraid that somebody was sneaking up behind them all the time. So increasingly they get trapped in their homes, couldn't work, couldn't go back to school. And our founder, my boss, Gloria Gilbert-Stoga, really thought that some of these highly trained dogs we were training could help. So we shifted our training and started training dogs to learn more than 90 commands to help disabled soldiers. And some of the commands are very straightforward, and they have to do with physical injuries, like retrieval commands. Justice, watch me. Justice, stand. Watch me. Stay. Justice, watch me. Get it. Get it. Oh. Boy, brilliant. Justice, give. So, wake somebody up if they're having a nightmare. They learn if someone's having a nightmare to gently pull down the blankets and nudge them to reassure a veteran who's having a nightmare. They do some things to help someone feel more secure in public, like Justice, got my back. Got my back. So if I'm online at the supermarket and worried about what's behind me, if my dog is sitting calmly looking behind me, as long as he stays calm, I know everything's okay. And a similar command, Justice, peekaboo. Peekaboo. Again, if I'm nervous about being out in public, talking to someone, I can feel the dog between my legs. I know he's there. I know he's calm and confident and got me. And you probably know that technically when a dog is wearing a jacket, a service dog, you're not supposed to go up and pet it. But we train all our veterans when they're out in public. People want to pet. The inmates in our program have committed very serious crimes. They've made big mistakes, and they're now in prison, usually for a long sentence. But they've demonstrated they want to do something to give back to society. And in order to get into our program, they have to work very hard. They have to work very hard to stay in the program. And they spend virtually all day, every day, training these dogs. And then after training them for 2 years, they have to give them up, which on the one hand, it's heartbreaking for them, but on the other hand, they are so proud that they're able to make a positive contribution even though they're behind bars. So by supporting our program, you're helping a lot of people, and you should be really proud of yourself. We're extremely grateful. And I'll be around for a while after the program if you have specific questions. So thank you all.